So, in Remnant 2, there is a weapon known as the pulse rifle, and I've seen a lot of confusion around this weapon. So in this video, we're going to explain exactly how you get it. And for this one, you're going to want to start in the Rood. So I would recommend completing the world, unlocking adventure mode, and re-rolling adventure. Because what you're going to do is, as soon as you've made it through the first area, you will come across either Abyssal Rift or I believe it's Phantom Wasteland. You're going to see a massive tower, and out the front there's going to be like massive statues. That is the tower that is housing the Custodian NPC. But over, like on the floor to the left-hand side as you walk in, before you approach the Custodian, there is going to be a hole in the floor. If you drop down there, you're going to see this like vendor sort of machine thing you interact with and you can buy stuff from. Or there are two elevators, one on the left, one on the right. If you take the elevator on the right hand side, it's going to bring you to the like lower floor. And you're going to see this room that's got like all this purple stuff in, and there is a machine in the middle. If you have rolled in a Rood, you go up to the machine and there are two keys inserted. You're going to have to re-roll. Keep re-rolling until you see that there is only one key inside the machine. That is going to guarantee that you are going to get Terminus Station and Dormant Nerudian Facility in your Nerude roll. And then what you're going to need to do is complete both those dungeons, Terminus Station and Dormant Nerudian Facility. You will need to get to the very, very end of this dungeon. That is going to include taking down the moving train. The moving train is basically going to give you a timer. You've got to get through every single carriage to the very end of it before the voiceover thing tells you that the train is going to crash and you're going to die. Incredibly morbid. But once you've made it to the end, you're going to be let off the train. Then you are going to see an extra carriage that's at the front that you didn't have access to. So you need to make your way around in this facility, get to the upstairs section, and jump across onto the top of that front carriage. There's going to be a hatch that lets you in. You are going to get a melee weapon, the Atom Smasher, out of this. But you are also going to find something called the Decorum Cipher. So you can either keep that piece on you or do what me and Pete did. We went back to where the Custodian NPC is, drop through the floor, go down on the elevator, go into the room and put the Decorum Cipher in the machine. You're going to go through, you're going to get a reward, but there's another layer to it. So we need to find another item. So then what you are going to want to do is you are going to find the Dormant Nerudian Facility dungeon. And what you're going to do is make your way all the way around the dungeon, complete the dungeon again, and then you're going to see a section at the back of the dungeon that's got railings, but there's going to be one piece of the railing that's missing. You need to drop down there, follow that all the way through, and you are going to get to a room where you can find an item called the Biome Control Glyph. So pick that item up, you're going to need that, and then what you want to do is make your way back to the very start of the dungeon, if it works exactly the same way it did for me and Pete. There might be a little bit of RNG in the locations of rooms and stuff, but right at the beginning of the Dormant Nerudian Facility for us, there is a door that you bang on a couple of times. You need to like give it an item to open it. So what you do is you use the Biome Control Glyph, you open that door, and inside you are going to find something called a memory core. You are also going to find an amulet in there, really helpful. But once you've got the memory core, you then travel back to Ascension Spire again. You drop down under the Custodian NPC, go down the right elevator, and you are going to put that memory core into that machine, and that is going to remove the second layer of basically security, and there is your pulse rifle. This is an incredible weapon. You can put a load of different mods on it. It's a 3-round burst, and it's actually the starting weapon for the engineer archetype. So if you've picked up the engineer, like amongst your playthrough, and you really want to test out the main weapon, this is how you get your hands on it, providing you found that roll in the Rood. So you might need to roll an adventure after completing the world or something like that. But you do not need to start a fresh campaign using the engineer archetype as your main archetype so that you can get your hands on this pulse rifle. You can just pick it up as you're playing through, providing you get the right roll on the world. So make sure that machine has 2 empty slots, and then you are guaranteed in your Nerude roll to get both the dungeons required to get your hands on the pulse rifle. And that is exactly how you get it in Remnant 2. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.